All right. Bless that wonderful name of Yahusha. Bless that wonderful name of Yah. Bless that wonderful name of Yahuwah. Bless that wonderful name. Bless that wonderful name. Bless that wonderful name of Yahuwah. Bless that wonderful name. Bless that wonderful name.
You're going to have to go home now.
No, man, you here now. You ain't going nowhere. Hurt knee, leg, or what? You're going to be here at least for an hour or two. Believe that. You get it in on the Shabbat. Then you go home in pain. Yeah, I was telling my elders, good to have you here. I don't know if Elder King going to make it, the storm, all that, but I pray that he make it. I just pray that he be safe. Talked to Sister Felicia. She checked it today. I joked her today. So, yeah, so she's doing okay. She's hanging in there, still sick and everything and all that. But she called in, told her I'm praying for her too. That she can get out here. Tomorrow is Miguel's birthday, so do a little something tomorrow. I might just pop in with a card or something. Tomorrow his birthday, so this is more of a big day. So like I say, at least, remind him just a little stuff. Try to find something for him, on his birthday. I think he turns 6 or 7 tomorrow. I remember, I forgot. I didn't forgive me. That's my granddaughter's birthday. I ain't seen her, but she's big now, so. But, on Shabbat day today, it's good to be in the house of Yah. Glad everybody's here today. So we prepare ourselves and let Yah enter into his tabernacle. Let all heavens be silent today, which is all silent, all around the universe, even in the galaxies. I was thinking about the worlds. And like I said in the Apocalypse, said, Yah made that day for him in the Melechis, and then since he made man in his own image, he let us get on with it. And I thank Yah for that, for letting us get on in it with him on Shabbat day. And I was telling me, Brother Faye was talking about that. That's why I love when we talk, bro. Fellowship, I appreciate that. What I heard, what my other pastor, Bishop, said last night. And they know it, man, but they want to lie to themselves, man, on that Sunday. And I'm talking about everybody going to speak that one language, and that millennium, that Hebrew language, the millennium. He said they're going to be speaking Yeshua, Yahusha, Yeshua, Yah. They're going to be speaking his name. His name going to be one. His name one. And then it says all nations going to be praising him. His name one. Who's going to praise Yeshua? On Mount Olives, sitting on that throne. With her Satan trying to defile it, the desolation. But Yah will crush him. Send him back to the pit for 1,000. Then after that, he's going to the lake of fire. He's going to try one more time to rise everybody up. Going around the gates of Jerusalem, and Yah going to blow with his fire out of his mouth. Destroy them. And all going to the lake of fire. There with the prophet, the wicked prophet, him and the false prophet, and everybody else going to the lake of fire for eternity. But like I said, we here, I love y'all. We here on Shabbat day. And like y'all, I was crying, I told Brother Fred, I was crying this morning when he said out his mouth, that's why I know we won. I'm praying to y'all, let me enter into the straight gate. You know what I'm saying? A very few find the straight gate. Then I was thinking about seek Yah with all that heart. You shall find it. Sister Susan, that little text. And Yirmiah, I think it's chapter 33. If you seek Yah with all your heart, you shall find him. If you seek with all your heart, you shall find him. And the ones that seek him is the ones that are in the house of Yah on Shabbat day. He's not lying to himself, knowing that it's a Shabbat. On a rainy day. Look at that. It's raining so hard. We still here. I was just out there a minute. Can't even see out of my little van, man. But I think y'all keep me in the middle of that road, little lines, and keep me straight. But it coming out of the rain, come on a Shabbat day, raining, nasty out here. We want to come on the beginning of the Shabbat. That's love of Yah. Nasty out there. Elder Israel saying, I don't know when it's going to start. I don't know when it's going to start either, sir. But it's nasty. I knew it was coming. I didn't know it was coming like this. It's nasty out there. But we desire to be in the house of Yah. Our delight is to please Him in the house of Yah. That's why y'all give us faith. But it's good to be here. Let's stand. You know, anybody got the shofar? It's not. Don't worry about it. Take a moment silent, and then we'll pray. Just bear with me. At least give me about the end of February, about the beginning of March, I have mines again. I'm kind of wait for my little money to come in so I can get my shofar. I might give me a small one just to keep me going for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Let us blow El-Ishmael. You blow the shofar. Hallelujah. Thank you, sir. Let's pray. Yahushua, we thank you for another blessed day today. We bless Yom Day today you've given us, y'all. We want to thank you for Shabbat Day. We thank you for you keeping us all day today. You kept everyone one by one, name by name today. Kept us all today. There's none injury in us today, no hurt in us today, y'all. Our mind is in the right mind today, y'all. We want to thank you for the right mind. We did not lose our mind today, y'all. You gave us perfect peace today. We kept our mind stayed on thee, y'all. We want to thank you for this glorious day that you made on Shabbat, Yom Shishid. We get it of the Shabbat, of Yom Shabbat. We want to thank you, y'all. We want to thank you, y'all, for the reverence to be in your name's sake, the mindset to be in your name's sake, to seek your face today, y'all. We want to thank you for all your goodness and your mercy on us today, y'all. We want to thank you that we can reverence you on your Kodesh Yom Day, y'all, to come into your house one more time, y'all, on the Shabbat day, y'all. We want to thank you, y'all, this morning, this evening, and all day, y'all. We want to thank you, Yahuwah. We praise you, Yahuwah, for you are worthy to be praised, Yahuwah, for there's no Yahuwah like you. For you made the beasts of the field, the fowls of the air, the fish of the seas, every creeping little thing on the earth, y'all. Made your meat, y'all, for meat for man, for food, for eat the seed, y'all, for meat for man to eat, to make the vine for man to drink, Yahuwah. We want to thank you for all these things. You made the sun, the moon, the stars, Yeshua. You made the oceans and the seas and the dry lands, Yeshua. You made even the Melechis, the angels, y'all, to do your work, y'all. Night and day, Yahuwah, they come and do your work, Yahuwah. Even made Yahushua the Mashiach, y'all, for our atonement for our sins, Yahuwah. Before the world began, you knew man was an error, y'all. You knew all these things, Yahuwah. You knew all these things. You did it the 6th day, y'all. But on the 7th day, y'all, you rested from all your works and you blessed it and you sanctified because you said it was good, y'all. And you rested on that day, y'all. For everything was good, everything. So you sanctified it, Yahuwah. You set it apart, Yahuwah. And then, y'all, from Abraham, from Yosakov and Yaakov, y'all. And then when Musa brought the children of Yisrael out of Egypt, y'all, with Mizraim, y'all, you told them this is your Kodesh day, y'all. You made 10 commands. You made a day of rest, y'all. On the 6 days you may work, but on the 7th day, y'all, you told them to rest and reverence you, y'all. You told them where your place is going to be, where your name is. That's where you come to reverence, y'all. And we come to do these things, y'all, to be in obedience, y'all. For we are your people, y'all. We are your people, y'all. So we come to be in obedience to you right now, y'all, to be in your house one more time, y'all. We want to thank you, y'all, for this place, y'all, where your name is at, y'all. We just ask you right now to come and sup with us this day, y'all. Come and sup and be with us today, y'all. On this first Shabbat of the year, y'all. Come and minister to our souls and our hearts and our minds, y'all, that we may know, y'all, we are going in the right path, continually, Yahshua, that we may please you, y'all, this day. Let's say I was praying together. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. You may be seated in the house of Yah. Amen. Again, I welcome everybody to El-Beth-el Seventh-day Church. I'm glad y'all here on this rainy day, rainy, soggy day, but it's all good. I'm glad we got a chance to be in. I'm glad I got here before it started pouring down hard. You know, Thank Yahuwah for that. All right, we on Yom Shishi, beginning of Shabbat, 7. I thank y'all for being here. I just love the Shabbat, man. Just, even though you got a rough week and stuff, and today is Friday, which I like saying, but Yom Shishi, everything's crazy. Everybody's crazy there, but we got an effort to be here. We already have a mindset. We know it's Shabbat, and we already know it's peaceful here. We know we got a zeal. We got knowledge. We know we got teaching coming. But most of all, we know we're going to be obedient for the Most High. That's what I love about it. I don't care what all happened last week. I don't care what happened about 5 minutes before we get in that door. But when you come in this house right now, whoop, I'm thankful. Because everything goes out the door, out the mind. You know what I'm saying? For at least 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? You can think about it if you want to and keep it in your mind. But you got, man, you can say you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to keep all that junk in your mind and stuff what's going on out there around you. You got a chance to come here, hear the Désiré, hear what y'all has to say, be around your brothers and sisters and give y'all the praise. He can clear your mind. He can heal your mind. And plus, while you're in this 2 hours, man, he can do a great workout that wherever is this hurt you, where is this messing you up. But I just thank y'all again for this time, one more time. I don't know about anybody else. I don't care what's going on, but right now I just like how y'all does it. When I come in here, he just do a shift to my soul, and I can't explain it. I just serious. I can't explain it to you. But after when the Shabbat starts, it's like a switch. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the presence, the joy, the peace that you can get when you get your mind stayed on. So tomorrow is Shabbat. And, starting at 11:30. Then we got Yahuwah studying the Torah on Yom Revi, starting at 7 o'clock. The creed of El-Beth-el is Ephesians 4:5. We believe in one Yahuwah, one faith, and one baptism. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20. Our foundation is built upon the apostles and the prophet, Yahushua Mashiach is the chief cornerstone. And that's what we preach. And I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to speak it. I do not care what anybody else saying. We preach the kingdom of Yahuwah, which is the death, burial, resurrection of Yeshua. And again, if you don't believe in Yahushua and you don't believe in the death, burial, resurrection, you're not going to make it to Chaney. You're not going to make it. I'm trying to tell you, if you, like I said, that's what y'all have been dealing with me, and Yeshua have been dealing with me about that. If you don't believe that is he said you're going to die in your sin. He will talk to the Pharisees and the Sadducees about that. They were straight Ibrahim. They're straight Hebrews. And like I said, I'm trying to say it right now today. You know what I'm saying? People always want to take Yeshua out of it. They don't want to emphasize Yeshua. Yeshua is a big thing. He's our atonement. He definitely is our atonement. Then it was Yahuwah in the flesh that walked around the earth. Yahuwah left his throne, which he was in his throne, and at the same time on the earth at the same time. I found that I can't really understand that. I can't wrap it around my head. I don't know how he did it, but that's Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? On the throne and on the earth at the same time. And I don't understand that. I leave it as that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thankful that he didn't have to do that. Yahuwah didn't have to do that. But he loves his image so much that he could not trust no angels. Definitely couldn't trust, because you already knew one already messed up already. Don't mess it all up with Hasatan. That's why he couldn't trust no angels. Something that he made, something that he gave power. You know what I'm saying? He found sin in them, speck in them. So he had to do it himself. And I think Yahuwah did it. You know what I'm saying? I thank him. That's why he said, I had power to give it and take my own life. He said, I had power to take it up again. Yahuwah said, he said, won't he? He said, I'll call down 5,000 legions. I don't know how he said, legions and angels come down to fight for me if he wanted to. But I just thank Yahuwah how you do. That's why we believe in the death, burial, and resurrection. That's the faith. We believe in one Yahuwah. There is only one. There is no Trinity. There is no such thing as a Trinity. There's a man-made doctrine. There's only one Yahuwah. Hil Yasharel. Yahuwah Elohim. Yahuwah is one. Hil Yasharel. Shema Yasharel. There's only one. There's only one Yahuwah. And there's only worship, but he said we do all things in the name of Yahushua to give glory to our Abba. Yah. You give glory to him. Do it in Yahushua. He said, ask anything Yahushua said, you ask anything in my name, my Abba will do it. He will give it to you. In my name. Whose name is that? We asked in Yahushua. But that name is glorified. That name is set apart on everything. People just understand. And I speak that today. And I love it for right now. But like I said, when we get to Chaney, when we get to that millennium days, you know what I'm saying, that name will be one. But he said he's going to have a new name. But I don't know what that name going to be until we get there. But right now, we use the name Yeshua. He said so. You know, like you said, we baptize in Yahushua. You pray in Yahushua. Definitely cast out. Don't want you somebody to cast out the devil in some other name instead of Yeshua and see what happens. You think you're big and bad and bold. Think you're going to cast out some devils and stuff. Use any name you want to. You use any name. Me, I'm using the name Yeshua. Because it says every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that he is Elohim. He is. It says every knee shall bow, every tongue confess. And like I said, I do this what the apostle and the prophet says. The apostle and the prophet says, man, this doctrine, he says we build our foundations upon the apostle and the prophet, and Yeshua is the chief cornerstone. That's that corner. The builders rejected, that's that corner. That's where the plumb line is built on. When you build your brick walls, if you want to build your building on, if you want to build anything, you better build it on Yahushua. I built my life on Yahushua because he said, anywhere come any other way, you're a thief and a robber. You got to come by him. That's why I talk about these Muslims and stuff. They don't believe in Yeshua. They don't believe that Yahushua was the son of Yah. They said he ain't. You keep on. Don't believe that then. So you won't get in there for sure. And anybody else who want to take Yahushua out of it. Don't even want to speak on Yahushua. Don't even want to talk about Yahushua. That's your fault. That's you. Me and my house, we're going to serve Yah in the name of Yeshua. Because he said so. 2,000 years he said that. Until the day he takes us home. I thank Yahuwah for giving me my message for tomorrow. I'm excited. We got Minister Richard, my little brother, be speaking today. And I told Brother Phelan on Young Ravi be speaking on my behalf on Young Ravi. Yahuwah studies and straight the Torah. And then he got it on again beginning of Shabbat of next week. I thank Yahuwah for the ministers that he has given me in this house. Y'all big help. Thank you. Y'all right on time. I thank you. You give me a chance to rest and give me a chance to do some studying a little bit. Because Yahuwah be straight hitting my head. I don't have to sit time to sit down. But tonight, I'm going to sit down and write on some things that Yahuwah gave me. He gave me some stuff all week long. I love it. Yahuwah was straight in my head. And I love when Yahuwah talks to me all week long. You know what I'm saying? To give me scriptures left and right. I ain't wrote it down, but it's just meditating in my head. And I like speaking that stuff. But again, I just thank y'all for being in the house of y'all on time. I thank all this week. He has blessed me. It's been a slow week, rough week. You know, I didn't make the money like I wanted to make the money, so I believe next week will be a better week. You know, if you don't make it this week, you still got day by day. Each day is a new day. That's why I look at it. Every time I go out those doors, that's faith. I don't know what's going to happen. Y'all can give me the whole heavens and earth right out there when I walk out the door. He might not give me nothing one day, and the next day he give me everything. All the blessings running down. So that's how I believe it. That's why he had to step out in faith. All right, the phone number in Bethel is 910-385-295. Bishop phone number, my phone number. You got any questions about the services? You have any problems you want something to talk about? You want to talk about salvation? You want to talk about one of the ministers that you didn't understand what they spoke about? Or anything else? I give you my phone number, the church phone number. My phone number is 910-381-3056. I give you my phone number so you can speak. People got questions about the Shabbat. You want to know about the Shabbat, why you need to keep it. Call me. I don't mind sharing with you. Why? And we want to talk about why you keep the laws. We don't mostly keep the law. We keep commands right here. Command, I'll tell you about a command. Command is a straight order. Straight up. I've been in the military. Elder been in the military. My little brother been in the military. Favorite know about the military. He already know about commands. When somebody commands something, they're telling you to do something. They ain't asking you to do anything. They're telling you to do something because they have authority to tell you. But anybody that changed that command is that person or somebody higher than that person could change that command. So Yahuwah commanded us to do some things. And right now, Yahuwah ain't changed nothing yet. I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about Yahushua when he came and walked 3.5 years in his ministry when after Yakanan, the immersion, done baptized him. You know what I'm saying? And he started doing his calling, his ministry, what Yahuwah had called him to do. You know what I'm saying? And then after he finished, and after he rose after the third day, and he walked with the disciples for 40 days, then he commanded them, you know, to wait in Jerusalem. 10 days after that, you shall receive the power from on high. You'll be witness unto me from Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria to the uttermost part of the world. Yahuwah told him that. And all this time, and then at the time when we were talking about this today, when Apostle Paul fell off his high horse from the road to Damascus, and he started serving Yahuwah, when Ananias told him, you know what I'm saying, Yahuwah done called him, Yahusha done called him. You know what I'm saying, to an eye slave, and opened up his eyes, he could see again. And all this time, you know what I'm saying, and I'm talking about Yakanad on the island of Patmos, man, having revelations of the when Yahusha's coming back. And this is about 100 years AD now. Tell me when these commands have been changed. I've been reading, studying all over this book, and I have not seen none change yet. That's what Yahuwah was dealing with me a little bit today. I love that when he be ministering to me. But I'm going to pass this mic because I'm speaking now, boy. I'm rolling there. I don't know what's up. It's got something in me today, boy. I'm just ready. Roll that. Now roll that. Next time. Yahuwah is good. But I'm going to let y'all praise Yahuwah. I like when y'all praise him. You know what I'm saying? Especially Elder Ishmael. I know Elder Ishmael got, man, a book full to tell us not to mess with you, Elder. But I'm going to pass this mic. Yeah, go ahead and give y'all the praise. Come on.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All praise to the Most High.
Praise.
You know, and everything that He's bestowed upon me, which is the gift of life. I always say that's the first thing, and then the second is the gift that keeps on giving. That's His grace and His mercy. Yeah. Let me live to see another day, even though I am no good. I am like filthy rags. I have to remind myself that, to humble myself, and bow down at His feet, to remember who I am. Yeah. To also remember that I'm His. I've been bought back with a price. And I owe so much, but I can't repay him, but I owe so much. So if I can't repay him, then he said, go feed my sheep. Or he said, go be with my brethren. But once again, when I'm in the house of y'all, it's a pleasure, it's an honor to be here because I didn't have to be so. He could have took me out. Satan tried to take me out, but y'all's only wanted to take me out. But he wanted me to live because he wanted me to be a vessel, an instrument. He wanted me to be used by him in all ways, and that's what I'm going to do until I die. I said, I promised myself, if you get me out, if you bring me out, I will serve you until my last breath, and that's what I do. And that's I'm trying, and I will keep that covenant. He kept his covenant to me because he died. He said, I will live for you for my last breath, and he did. And he gave up the ghost, and he did. He kept his promise, and he kept his promises. Yes. So it's a blessing to be here amongst the brethren and the sisters in the Word and learning and keep learning and blessings bestowed. The Satan tried to do something crafty, but I got blessed. Yes. I got blessed. And this is how you get blessed. If you let it go and you give it to y'all and you don't retaliate, you say, vengeance is mine. I got blessed. Everybody got blessed. And he even blessed the evildoer that tried to do me. He even blessed him. So that's what I love about it. And I'm getting blessed like twice as much because I gave it all to him. So it's a wonder, and I'm in awe that he keeps on blessing it. And I left that like 4 months ago, and it's back in Montana. So even when I'm working over here, like I said, if I'm serving him over here, he's still working on that thing that I left like 5 months ago in Montana, and he's still working it out. And he worked it out, and I got my phone call, and he said, this is how I'm going to bless you. So I'm loving it, and I'm glad, I'm happy to be in here. That's why I keep coming, because the blessings keep coming. And even if I wasn't getting blessed, I'll keep coming.
That's that Shabbat blessing, boy. Come on with that Shabbat blessing. Go ahead.
First of all, I'd like to give all praise to Yahuwah Elohim.
Yes.
I thank him for giving me another day of life on this beautiful rainy day. Because every day that Yahuwah gives us is a beautiful day. Never forget that. You know? And I'm also very glad that my back is feeling a lot better.
All right.
Thanks to Yah. You know. I give all praises, and I'm happy to be here at the temple amongst my brothers and sisters. Yeah. And I give all glory to Yah. Okay. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Glory.
Go ahead.
Nah, I ain't reading that. I was right there.
Oh, damn, man. Don't get our hope on high, boy. Come on, man. You there? We anticipating, man. You got the double readout. Come on.
Y'all will next week.
Okay. You draw this sword. Draw
Don't
my
worry
sword.
about it. Hey, bring this little dagger or something, man.
Draw my sword. Wait.
Glad brothers are exuberated to hear the word. Alright, blessings to Yah,
Yes.
Mashiach, glad to be in his flock under his wings of Yah, in this terrible time in this age and amongst the living. And I just pray the word go out and for edification and praises to Yah.
Hallelujah.
Lord. My sister.
Yes, I am here.
Shalom.
Well, pretty much the same as everybody else. Just like to praise Him that I'm alive. I'm here today. On this beautiful day, we don't have rain, and we're about the same temperature as you guys, so we're having a great day here. I have a Shabbat verse to read. I had my Bible open before you started talking about the present day and keeping the Shabbat. Hebrews 4, verses 1 through 12, because I like verse 12, so. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. For we which have believed do enter into rest, as he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, and God did rest the seventh day from all his works. And in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest. Seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached entered not in because of unbelief. Again, he limiteth a certain day, saying in David, today, after so long a time, as it is said, today if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts. For if Yeshua had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day. There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Yah. For he that has entered into his rest, he also hath ceased from his own works, as Yah gave from his. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. For the word of Yah is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and it is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Right. Like that, the word of Yah is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even in the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joint and marrow, and as discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. All right. Again, I thank Yahuwah for all your testimonies today. I appreciate it, Rich, what you talked about. I forgot my little ordeal that happened Monday about my machine, credit card machine, and then my this contract I did 42 months contract on a credit card machine, and on this credit card machine, I thought my contract was over. I thought my contract was over in November, and I was paying $60 every month, for like 42 months. All right. So I was going through my transactions on my bank, and it was like going on my transactions. I seen the $60 gone, took it out in December while I was in Africa, man. So I said, I called the lady, praise him, elder. I called the people, man, and asked them, man, what's going on? He said, well, if you don't turn the machine in, then you still in the contract, a leasing contract. I said, well, that's not so. I said, well, I thought an assumption, man, that when I pay off the contract, the machine was mine. I said, no, it's in the contract. So I didn't have the contract, man. I was going back and forth. So I said, well, I ain't got the machine no more. And the machine was stolen. So I told the lady, so I'm going to get you a police report that my van was stolen at the time, which was a cab. You know, and I don't have equipment no more, so they could stop this leasing thing. So me and the lady had it out, man. I was trying to do the best I can. I did good for what I did now. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying, in my frame, you know what I'm saying? And I thank y'all for keeping me that day, because I was kind of heated, man, because, you know, I was gone. You know, I was in Africa at the time, and then I said if I would have known about it December the 2nd, when I was talking to her the 31st of December, I would have took care of it December the 2nd. You know, there's nowhere I could take care of it. And I was trying to explain to the lady. So she kept on talking about, well, you know, this was this contract. You should have read your contract. And she started just dealing with that. And I said, y'all, that's right. She right about that. But I was mad about that because I couldn't take care of it. So the evening time, I called back, you know, and I got my police report, and I'm glad he had it. I didn't have to pay for it. I thank y'all for that. You know, I faxed it to her and everything. Then I didn't hear no words, so I called back again. Then I talked to a gentleman. First was a woman. And I don't get along with too many women, man, when they got authority, man. I always had a problem with that, you know. So I'm glad it was a dude, and this dude was all cool and laid back, man, and he just took care of it. He said, I got you, man. You got the police report? I said, yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to close this claim, you know, so you don't have to worry about it. Then I said, well, since we got it, what about December the 2nd, man? You think I can get my $6 back since my contract? They said, no, I can't do that. But I said, well, what about coming up this week? You know what I'm saying, this month, you know? He said, well, you should be closed. And then, like I said, then here comes January the 2nd. You know what I'm saying? That was Yom Revi. That was the Bible study night. You know what I'm saying? And then they took $60 out of my account, man. So my account was negative. So I called him, man, and then this is a lady, Judy. And I was telling her, well, he said, well, we know your claim at, but still, you know what I'm saying? It was a contract. The claim was closed, but we still took $60 out. I said, well, I want my $60 back. No, we can't give you back your $60. I said, come on now, man. I don't been faithful to that, and you can't give me. I said, then let me have your supervisor. Then we went around and around. She said, yeah, we'll close the claim, but you ain't giving your $6 back. I said, man, you got power, man. You can give my $6 back. That ain't right. I said, I was in Africa, man. How can I? So we understand that, but still, the contract said, man, I was so hot, man. I was messed up, man, for a minute. And I said, y'all, I'll release her back to you. I said, y'all forget what she do with her hands and feet and mouth. I'll release it back to you. It's vengeance mine. I said, yo, you pay back. Y'all, you pay back. That's her. Y'all, $60, y'all, you knew I was faithful, y'all. I did this thing for 42, and I quit the contract. 2 years I tried to call back. And I said, y'all, I said, well, I told them, I said, I just paid the contract off. You know, I didn't use the machine because they wouldn't let me get out the contract. So I was faithful for 42 months paying $60. Take it out of my account every first of the month. I said, y'all, you know how faithful I was, y'all. That's the money I gave, y'all. I said, y'all, I released that lady back to you. I forget what she do with her hands and feet. I said, release it. They said, vengeance mine. Y'all, you pay back, y'all. Vengeance is yours. And then I like this when you do stuff like that, bro. I like how you say that. Yahuwah started talking to me. Yahuwah says, yes, this is the reason why you release back to him. Yah is one to be graceful or terrible to them. Terrible means, man, destruction. I choose if I want to destroy them or not. Yah says, if I start destroying them, and they come back to you saying, please, please, cry out to y'all, pray to them, tell them to stop. Yah says, you ain't going to be able to do anything because you gave it to me. And I choose to destroy them. If I choose to bless them, I choose. But y'all said, when you give stuff to me, you know what I'm saying? When I destroy them, that's in my power, not your power. Because release them, you can't do nothing about it. And that's why I said, thank you, y'all. He was telling me about the difference about releasing things to him. Because we release the things to him, y'all going to take care of it. Because y'all, like I said, he is the true judge. He does judge things, justice and right. And so I believe that y'all will take care of this lady. Because she don't know who she's talking to. She was in that room. I tell Brother Favor that this lady was smarking me, man. She's in the room laughing. All this authority she got, marking me and everything else. It was upsetting, man. Because she knew she had the power to give me my $60 back. She knew how I was not even in the States. I had proof that I was not even here. I could not do nothing about it. I had proof of the police report. And I had proof that I wasn't here. And you know, $60 is $60 to me. Now, it was $500,000, you know what I'm saying? I knew it would have been really on and on. But it wasn't even that type of money. It was just a $60, knowing that you had 42 months of my $60. Coming out to what? $2,600, almost $3,000 you got out of me. So, huh?
Your trip to Africa.
There you go. But I think y'all cool that we sit right here, you know what I'm saying, men and women, y'all, that y'all give us that spirit that we can forgive. We can chalk it up and give it to him. Because back in the day, man, I would find any means to give with this chick. Just let her have it. I probably would have cussed her out over the phone and everything else. You know, but I thank God for the mindset to say, Yahuwah, you take care of this. And after I done said that, I started peace during that day. Because I was mad. I was upset, man, from the morning time to about 2 or 3 o'clock that day. Until I just like, y'all, I did all I could do. I give it to you, Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? For little stuff like that. And then I was thinking about it. This is the start off the new year, too. And then I tell him, Brother Favor, it's Satan just trying to carry on, man. You know, he done lost last year, so he's trying to get on this new year on the bus to start something off, saying I'm going to be here terrorizing you the whole new year. But I said, that's a lie, Satan, because I rebuke you too. I rebuke him in the name of Yeshua. I'm not the one to have it. Because like I said, I can give stuff to y'all. And as long as I can say, as long as I stay faithful in his name's sake and bless him, y'all going to fight for my behalf. Yahuwah will fight for me. If I stay faithful, like we studied last week and Yahuwah studied, your circumcised heart, when you do things right, Yahuwah will bless you. If you do things evil and stay out of his commandments and stuff like that, y'all don't have to bless you. You just let Satan keep on riding all over you. All right, that's what I want to share a little bit. I thank you for reminding me on that, Rich, because that was my thing, man. That was my thing this week. And I was very upset about that, but like I said, get it away. I'm out of the contract, and I pray that they don't do the same thing next month, because they see the next month come. I will be that lion. I will come out to devour too. And I'll be getting all my money back. I'm going to say, Yahuwah, I want everything back. Everything what the devil stole from me, I want it 7 times fold back. In Yahushua's name. All right. We got any more questions? Elder, you want to say anything?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I knew that was coming. It's good to see you today. So I didn't know you were going to make it through the rain and stuff, but you made it. You pressed on to the house of Yah on the Shabbat day. You done made it. May Yah bless and keep you today. Yeah, He's going to bless you, sir, on your efforts and everything else. I like that. All right, but I knew if I didn't see you today, I was going to see you tomorrow. I knew that anyway. I knew what's up. All right, got my Miller brother coming to speak, Minister Richard. Present to him to the house of Yah. You know, I asked him early this week so to get him ready. That's why I had to get y'all. Don't excuse me when I start slipping. I'm going to try to get y'all to earlier. So when y'all be prepared, y'all can study. That day coming, because Israel came with this short little thing, man. You know, I talked about it today, you know what I'm saying, about the ham and all that and what they done did, man. I like that. Elder Israel gonna come out with another one. Short one. You know what I'm saying? I like that. The Elder King gonna surprise you one day. A short one. Everybody present Richard Hairston to you. El-Beth-el Sabbath Church.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Once again, it's a pleasure to be in the house of Yah. I am Richard Hairston. I'm brother to the Bishop Ronald Hairston by blood, and brothers and sister to all of those in the house of Yah by the blood of Yeshua. And that's more important to me right now. Like Yeshua said, where's my brother and sister, my mother is doing those that is hearing the word and being in the house and doing the commands. He is my mother and my brother and my sister. Yes. And once again, y'all has been gracious enough, because that's my sermon for the day, is what you just talked about tonight. My sermon for the night is life and death in the tongue. So that goes right around what you're talking about, Bishop. Word.
I like that.
But I was thinking about the thing of and what I was thinking about, you know, what you said, New Year. Everybody going around New Year, new resolutions, and what I'm going to do in this 2019. And and everybody out here, everybody saying what they gonna do, and they say the same thing. They, oh, I'm gonna lose weight, or I'm gonna be better a father or mother. I'm gonna go to church more and pray more. And the thing goes, but they're saying, but they realize that you got, when you say speak it out your mouth, then you gotta, are you gonna do it? Because that, but speaking and out the mouth, y'all takes that seriously. What you come forth out of your mouth, and to back that up, when Yeshua came on the scene, he said, not even your mouth is what comes forth from your heart. Then out of your mouth is important as well. So he added on. So I'm listening to all these resolutions and everything, and I'm like, are you gonna mean it? Or are you gonna say it? Because I was like, don't you know that, what you speak out of your mouth, you're going to be held accountable for it. And I'm going to go in there into, go later on into the lesson. And like I said, people just don't know the power that they have in their words and in their tongue. Because we know in Proverbs, I'm going to read in a bit, it said, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And that's so true. Just like the bishop was saying, the ladies were speaking words and power out of the tongue, and they don't know if they were saying the wrong thing, it's going to come back and bite them tenfold. If it's not in the line up, if you're talking to somebody in the word, or somebody's into the word, or into the church, or into y'all, or into the spirit and the presence. Like you're back in the Old Testament, you're addressing a holy man. There's certain things you could say you could not do, and it'll come back on you because y'all said, "Do not touch my anointed." And he said, touch it, I also speak against. That's why David said, I will not speak against y'all's anointed, because he knew that was a no. It was going against everything that he believed in. And from the beginning of time, y'all said has shown his power by his words. And y'all has always been an example from day one that when we were made in his image, but he's always been the blueprint. So whatever y'all did from Genesis 1 to Revelations, we're supposed to mimic, we're supposed to mirror, we're supposed to be. That he set the example, and Yahushua came on earth to be the living example to show that it can be done. Even though we fail, but it can be done. But he said his words, his power, my voice, I have authority. He's all powerful. He could have did everything, snapping his fingers, nodding or blinking or whatever y'all want to do, but he let it know that his power is in your voice. And the thing that you speak of, it has so much power in it that you cannot fathom. If you want to, I always like to start at the beginning. I like to go to the beginning, and that's Genesis. If you're going to go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 through 4, and we're going to show you where y'all used his voice and the power of his words to create the universe and the heaven and to create us. And that was, like I said, that's the blueprint and letting us know that his voice has power. And Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 through 4. In the beginning, y'all created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of y'all moved upon the face of the waters. And y'all said, let there be light, and there was light. And y'all saw the light, that it was good. And y'all divided the light from the darkness. And y'all called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And this evening and the morning were the first day. I read the verse 5 because that's important, because he had completed something until the sixth day he completed, but he completed something with the day and night. But what it said was he called it. He said, "Let there." So he used his voice. He spoke out in existence. So he used his power. So everything that what he was setting the precedence for, that if you speak it, then so be it. Whatever I say is going to be, because I am who I am, and I am what I am, and I am who I am. So he's giving us precedence right there. So the voice, he said right there from the beginning of time, voice, words. My voice is powerful. Your words are powerful. Words can create and words can form. Words can give life and words can bring death. And the word is quick. The word of y'all is quick and it's powerful. And Yahushua said it. Yahushua came to the word, and the word was flesh, and it dwelt among us. So he emphasized in that first, even in John, he said the word was with me from the beginning. See, he had the word, and the word was with us, and he gave it to us. So everything's emphasis on the word, the voice, speak, has power. And he spoke. Y'all spoke the world into existence. So the power of life was demonstrated in the words in his voice. So don't take for granted that the things that you speak of, that you don't have no authority, you don't have no voice. just like the bishop was saying, he was speaking, and when he comes up here, he has authority. He has the voice, and then he begins and he ends with the mouth of Yah has spoken it. So right there, he's saying that the power and the presence of Yah in His voice is commanding and it's the authority. So we should never take it for granted the things that we speak of. Even the things that we speak of, I'm gonna go into the sermon that the little things mean a lot. If you want to go to Genesis, and I'll tell you how Yah had gave us that power of words and authority with our words and our voice. So we go to Genesis. Let's go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 19. Genesis chapter 2, verse 19 and 20. And I'm going to show you how Yah gave this authority to man, to Adam, the first man, the son. And it reads, "And out of the ground Elohim, our Yah, formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought it unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all the cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to the beasts of the field. For Adam there was not found any help meet for him." So going back to verse 19, Yah brought the beast and everything to Adam so he can name. So whatever Adam called it, so it was. So he was passing down to authority to Adam, let me say, whatever you call him, so it shall be. So he gave that authority and dominion to us, and we know later on in the garden that we lost that authority, and it was passed on to Satan because we gave it up. So his voice, so whatever Adam called it. But the thing I liked about it was Yah brought the animals to Adam. He said, "You take over right now. Whatever you call it, so it shall be." That means he was giving him discernment. He was giving him authority. He was giving him power, and whatever the voice was. The voice that Adam called it, so it shall be. And I noticed that, in the garden, that the animals were brought, so they were domiciled, they were desolate, so everything, of course, was gravy in the Garden of Eden. So it wasn't no tigers jumping on carrot turkeys like was in the news the other day and things like that. And we know that didn't take place until after Satan had tricked Adam and Eve. Well, I'll just let you know that the voice, the power is in the voice and the words and the message that whatever Adam called them, so it shall be. So whatever you said, and we are descendants of Adam. So what y'all are saying, that whatever we come out of our forefront of our mouth, it will be. But only if you are into the will of Yah. And that's an important thing right there, which Adam was until he has sinned. And the thing about it, Solomon, when you go to Proverbs, Solomon was serious about the words and about how words are effective and powerful. Adam was serious about that, and Adam was serious about sin with adultery and things like that in wisdom. So you go through all the book of Proverbs, and Adam talked about those things like that, talked about adultery and wisdom, and also talked about words and voice had power. If you go to the famous Proverbs of Proverbs 18, verse 21, that's that Proverbs we all know about life and death. Life and death are in the words. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. And it reads, "The death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." So right there, Solomon once again is talking about that tongue and power in the tongue, because he was a king, he was a great ruler. So he had authority. So whatever he say, do, they had to do. If he said to kill that man on the spot, he killed that man on the spot, they had to do it, because he knew he was a ruler, and and whatever he said, it had to be done. So, but he was also humble about it, because when he had that dream, y'all asked him, whatever you want, ask of it, and things should be given unto you. But Solomon was smart. He was already wise before he even asked. And he said, I want to ask for wisdom. So whatever he asked, y'all gave it to him. because he was right in the will. He said, because you have not asked for that other thing and that thing right there, I'm going to give you that and so much more, because he was in the right place, in the right heart with y'all, in his will. It's all about the heart. So we have to be careful, like I said, but what we speak and what we do is what we are. And we know that Satan was the first, we call it, the word silver-tongued devil, that comes straight out from Satan. He was the first silver-tongued devil that spoke deceit. And he spoke deceit and treachery to us. And he spoke death to us. And he spoke death to us, but we didn't get death until Eve and Adam partake, and then we pronounced death on ourselves. We even spoke death. Even when we called back the commandments to y'all, and even this is how good Satan is. He said, did he not say that? And Eve said the same thing, the command that he said. She spoke it out already. So she spoke out her own, what he said, her own execution. Her own death penalty came out of Eve's mouth. So that's why Satan did that. So she can say it right now. I'm going to say, did you hear that, y'all? She said it out of her own mouth. Right. It's right there. Remember, Satan is the opposite. Out of the mouth, y'all has spoken it. So out of the mouth, Adam and Eve has spoken it. She spoke her own execution and death. That's how much power. So Satan had to do that first. He had to make her say it first, believe it first, and then she had to speak it first, and then she did it. So she spoke it, and then she did it. And we all know that most sin is like that. That's why Yahusha said first, it's in your heart first. And then you speak it out. You say, you don't think, well, I'm just going to kill that man right there. I'm just going to do it. You got to ponder on it and think about it, because it's already in your heart. They said the heart is a deceitful thing. So that's what I want to say. The devil, he had that plan all the time. She had to speak that thing first. She had to speak that thing first, and then that's what they call that, speaking into existence. She spoke it into existence, and there it was. Even Satan did that into the heavens. He had to speak that thing first. He said, I am better than Yeshua. I am better than Yah. I am better than that. He spoke that thing, kind of puffing himself up. Boastful is the tongue. In James, we're going to go to that later. He said boastful, and that's what Satan was. He spoke that thing into existence, and then he believed it. And that's when sin was found in his heart. Then he spoke it into existence, and then he spoke to all the other 1/3 of the angels. Then they started believing that thing too. There you go. And that's how Satan, like I said, everything Satan learned, he learned from heaven. Then he brought it down to earth, and does the same tactic over and over and over again. So from the beginning of time, the word spoken from the tongue, it would raise up the kingdom or destroy nations. And that is true. Like I said, it destroyed man and destroyed all the nations by speaking. If you're a king and they speak it into existence, and then the children of Israel, the things that they said, spoke out loud. Going to that, with Moses, the children of Israel, when Moses, before the commandments were written down, he asked them to give the covenant. He said, will you do this for y'all? What did they say? They said, yay. They said, yes. Once again, the power of the tongue. And that's a covenant. You say yes first before you write anything down. You shake and you agree. They said yes. And once again, their own execution right there, when they said yes and turned around and sinned against the Most High, that was their own demise right there, because they had said yes. Let your yea be your yea and your no be your no. But y'all wanted his people, to use the power to bring his name to glory. To use the powerful words. That's why he gave that power to Adam first, and he gave that example. He said that's a bear, that's a lion, and that's everything else. He did not intend for our words to be used for death and destruction like Eve did, because this was bringing glory to Yah, because the Most High, because we would give praise to him, because we had that authority. That's why Yahusha came to bring back that authority. He said, what did they say? This man talking as if he has authority. This man talk like he knows what he's talking about. But then again, the words out of his mouth, and everybody disbelieved. The Pharisee was like, well, who is this? He said, isn't this Joseph's son? Isn't this Mary's son right there? And he's like, how can he talk with so much authority and power? Because he was the authority and power. Remember, he was the Word. The Word became flesh, and the Word dwelt among us. All right. And y'all gave us this power over the tongue, and over the tongue, and even over Satan. But we gave that away, with sin, and we let sin abide in our hearts. So that once again, it's all in our hearts. So we don't have no control over our tongue or say any other thing. And even Satan knew that. Like I said, Satan from the beginning knew the power was in the tongue, because he was a silver-tongued devil. He caused Eve to sin, and then Satan, again, he tried to get Moses. He tried to trick Moses out of using his gift, his power. Now we go to Exodus chapter 4, verses 10 through 12. And once again, this is when Yah was giving his authority to Moses. Because Moses, the story at the burning bush. Yah said, Moses, I want you to go back to Egypt. I want you to speak unto Pharaoh. He said, let my people go. He said, I want you to speak to Pharaoh. So once again, like he did Adam, Yah was giving authority because the power in your voice to give him glory. I want you to speak for me, by me, through me. So if we go to Exodus chapter 4, verses 10 through 12. And Moses said unto Elohim, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore nor since thou hast spoken unto my servant, but I am slow of speech and slow of tongue. And Elohim said unto, who have made man's mouth? Or who have made the dumb, or deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have not I, Elohim? And once again, like I said, Satan knows, when Satan gets hint of something that Yah is doing, he'll try to go intercede. He'll try to go to do his thing, like he always do. But he was saying, when he got into Moses' spirit, talking about, oh, Yah, I am slow of speech, I stutter. Because Yah already commanded him, I want you to go speak to Pharaoh. But Moses said, I am slow of speech, I'm going to stutter. Satan knew that, once again, the power is in the tongue and in the words that you speak. So Satan said, if this man go up there and start stuttering speaking to Pharaoh, that means he have no power, no authority with his speak. But Y'all once again said, I'm going to send your brother Aaron to speak for you. That's why once again, Y'all was saying the power is in the voice, is in the tongue. So I'm going to send your brother Aaron to speak for you until you get the courage enough to speak. But evidently you saw Moses ultimately started speaking for himself and for the children of Israel, because it was in Yah's plan for Moses to speak all the time. He was Yah's spokesperson. You can't be a spokesperson if you can't speak. Come on. So, like I said, Moses tried to get out of duty. He tried to use no excuses. But once again, Yah overruled that. He's saying, who made man's mouth? When he was reminding that I made the mouth. Again, like out of the mouth, Yah has spoken it. That's what he was telling Moses. Out of your mouth, Yah has spoken it. So nothing will happen until Yah has spoken it. Let there be light. Let us make man. So he was saying these things. So like I said, in Genesis set the precedent. He spoke everything into existence. And he's going to use these things to the very end, into the end of time. He's going to speak everything. Everything happens. Even in Revelations, he's telling the angels to go do this, go do this, go do this. Nothing happens until the mouth of Yah has spoken it. So that's power. There's power in that name. There's power in that voice. There's power in everything of Yah. But when that power in that voice speaks, like how the bishop's saying, the earthquake, the mountains going to shake. The earth is going to break, and everything, lightning, thunder, all that is, they say that's